24 hours a day. Our government has created more jobs in the last 7 years than any other government in the Fourth Republic. The economy is recovering from the crisis we faced.
Yamamunyina makwaba emra dwumadie iso Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia edi nsem bebre aba betudwa na no chino edi nsem ena eba kwekwan yanko na yenhwe na yentie ye ba commander aye krado a odi eba bewuram no kwasem se ena nsem a eba no abusia ano edi papa kwekwan yehwe wemra.
I will first talk about the record of our government and my contribution as Vice President before I lay out my vision. So I ask for your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, when we assumed office in 2017, we were confronted with an economy with declining economic growth, along with several problems and challenges. A graphic description of the state of the economy at the time was provided by the former president and my main opponent for the 2024 presidential election, who announced to the nation that the meat was finished and the economy was left with bones. Notwithstanding the difficult economy we inherited, we had to get on with it and start to fix the problems. We started with a clear, decisive, and deliberate program to, among other things, stabilize the economy, fix doomsaw, fix the National Health Insurance Scheme, fix the roads, clear the arrears, make education free and accessible, significantly enhance social protection for the vulnerable in society, industrialize our economy, tackle youth unemployment, and empower farmers. Between 2017 and 2019, all the key economic indicators, such as economic growth, agricultural growth, industry growth, interest rates, the fiscal deficit, exchange rate depreciation, and the trade balance were all moving in the right direction. However, between 2020 and 2022, we experienced severe challenges triggered by the pandemic, which brought the world and our country to a thundering halt. We may be tired of hearing it, but there is no avoiding the fact that the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war resulted in the greatest economic depression in the world since the 1930s, with most countries recording negative GDP growth. The severity, especially of the pandemic, was captured in the words of the IMF Managing Director, then asked, and I quote, "This crisis like no other. This is a crisis like no other. Pandemics don't respect borders. Neither do the economic shocks they cause. The outlook is dire. We expect global economic activity to decline to a scale we have not seen since the Great Depression." End quote. Supply chain disruptions and rising price of oil resulted in major increases in the prices of fuel, freight, and food across the globe. I believe it is worth pointing out that in addition to the external factors, there were two major items of expenditure that are critical to understanding the difficult economic situation we have faced. And these are the banking sector cleanup and the energy sector excess capacity payments that we inherited. Expenditure on these three items, including the COVID-19 expenditure, cumulatively amounted to 50.1 billion Ghana cedis, and this was financed from borrowing. Ladies and gentlemen, the fiscal deficit, which was reduced from 8.4% to 4.1% in 2019, increased to 10.8% in 2020 as a result of revenue declines in the midst of increased expenditures during COVID. In addition, our debt became unsustainable. Along with many emerging economies, Ghana lost access to international capital market financing. This resulted in a balance of payments crisis as Ghana had to continue to honor its debt obligations, energy payments, and the import bill. We faced a serious global and domestic economic crisis. There were many who predicted that we were going to end up like the situation in Sri Lanka, with fuel shortages, food shortages, inability to pay workers, doomsday, anarchy, and chaos. Indeed, Ghanaians were hit hard by rising food prices, increased exchange rate depreciation, and rising fuel prices and rising transportation fares. Bondholders also saw a sharp decline in their net worth following the painful debt restructuring program. We faced very challenging times, but with calm leadership and the support and understanding of the good people of Ghana, we have weathered the storm. The government had to seek IMF support to stabilize our economy and restore fiscal and debt sustainability over 3 years. I must at this stage salute and give particular recognition to the Bank of Ghana, which has come under unfair criticism for taking the necessary measures which help pull the economy back from the brink. The Bank of Ghana provided needed financing to the government at that critical moment. What the Bank of Ghana did was very responsible in putting the interest of the good citizens of Ghana first. The data which is available shows that the financing provided to the government by the Bank of Ghana was temporary. The Bank of Ghana has provided zero financing to government in 5 out of the last 7 years. Zero financing in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, and 2023. The Bank of Ghana financing of government in the COVID-19 year of 2020 and the liquidity crisis year of 2022 was because of the domestic and global crisis with underperforming revenue and no access to international capital markets. Ladies and gentlemen, the good news is that the data shows that the economy is recovering from the crisis we faced. Inflation has declined from 54% in January last year to 23% in December 2023. Economic growth is rebounding, spending is under control, and the fiscal deficit as a percentage of GDP has declined from 10.8% in 2020 to 4.2% in 2023. The debt to GDP ratio, after increasing from 61.2% in 2019 to 76.6% in 2021, has declined to 66.4% in 2023. And the exchange rate depreciation has also slowed down sharply since February 2023. Whereas the exchange rate depreciated by 30% in 2022, between February and December 2023, the exchange rate depreciated by only 9%. Ladies and gentlemen, what is remarkable is that notwithstanding the domestic and global crisis that we have experienced between 2020 and 2022, the economic performance as measured by the key economic indicators such as GDP growth, agricultural growth, industry growth, trade balance, exchange rate depreciation, lending rates, gross international reserves, and jobs. The performance of all these key indicators is better under our government than that of the 2013 to 2016 period, when there was no global crisis. Let me give you two examples for the sake of time. You look at agricultural growth and the stronger GDP growth performance in 2017 to 2022 period is underpinned by a strong agricultural GDP growth, which increased from an average of 2.9% between 2013 and 2016 to an average of 6% between 2017 and 2022. We have done double what we inherited, notwithstanding the crisis. We have made a lot of progress in agriculture, even though there is more to be done. Rice imports, for example, have declined by 45%. From 805,000 metric tons to 440,000 metric tons between 2021 and 2023. The goal is to be a net exporter of rice. Ladies and gentlemen, if as my prospective employer, you ask me the question, so Dr. Bawumia, you want to be president of Ghana, can you tell us what you did for Ghana in your capacity as vice president? I will say in response that I have, with the support of the president, I've had the honor and the privilege to be given the opportunity to initiate, champion, or oversee many problem-solving policy initiatives. Many of these include many of the digitalization initiatives that I have just discussed, the no guarantor student loans with a Ghana card, one constituency, one ambulance, zipline drones, Agenda 111, the Sino-Hydro barter agreement, provision of hydroxyurea for sickle cell patients, Zongo Development Fund, the Bank of Ghana Gold Purchase Program, the Gold for Oil policy, abolishing the filling of embarkation cards, Go Right taxi service, the system to tackle ghost names on the public payroll, and many more. It is important, ladies and gentlemen, to note that many of the transformational policy initiatives that we have introduced since 2017 are being done for the first time since independence. What is interesting is that because many of them have not been done before, many people who think in terms of impossibility argue that they were not possible. But we have made them possible. Criticisms and name-calling eventually gave way to reality as the nation is greatly benefiting from these initiatives. What we have been able to accomplish so far shows that it is possible for Ghana to achieve many things that some believe to be impossible. It is possible if we put our minds to it. We need to break the shackles of impossibility and embrace the mindset of possibility. Ladies and gentlemen, I now come to my vision. Ladies and gentlemen, as vice president, I am like a driver's mate. But by the grace of God, if you make me the president, I will be in the driver's seat with constitutional. I will be in the driver's seat with constitutionally mandated authority to pursue my vision and my priorities. So what do I want to do in terms of vision and priorities and policies if you give me the opportunity by the grace of God to become President of the Republic of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been engaged in a lot of consultation and doing a lot of thinking in the last few months about the lessons of the last 7 years, as well as my vision and priorities as I seek to become President of the Republic of Ghana. Clearly, the initial conditions that we inherited in 2017 are not the same as will be in 2025. Therefore, my priorities will be different. We have done many good things, and I will be seeking to build upon them. My vision, ladies and gentlemen, is to create a tent big enough to accommodate all our people, to tap into the resourcefulness and talents of our people, irrespective of our different ethnic, political, and religious backgrounds, to channel our energies into building the kind of country that assures food self-sufficient, safe, prosperous, and a dignified future for all Ghanaians. To create sustainable jobs with meaningful pay for all and for Ghana to participate fully in the fourth industrial revolution using systems and data. To realize this vision, we must have a mindset of possibilities and not impossibilities. The challenges we must overcome as a country are too important to let our political differences derail us. There is a critical failure of mindset that manifests itself in the absence of core values, patriotism, and principles within our society. The founder of Zipline, Robert Keller, and convinced him to set up Zipline in Ghana. When I announced the imminent arrival of Zipline in Ghana, our friends in the opposition said that the drones were for taking pictures of women in their bathrooms. Ladies and gentlemen, previously, hospitals and clinics in remote and largely rural communities like Nyangosra in Afajato South, Afram Plains, Yagaba, or Yunyo had difficulty of getting medical supplies, especially in times of emergencies involving snake bites, childbirth, blood loss, floods, and so on. Many lives are needlessly lost because the hospitals are unable to access critically needed supplies on time. To address this problem, Ghana opted to partner Zipline, the world's largest automated on-demand delivery service for medical supplies. We've established 6 Zipline distribution centers in Omanako, in the Eastern region, Panya, Ashanti, Mampong, Vopsi in Northeast region, Seshwiwi also, Kitikrachi, Enum, and Zipline has made millions of deliveries of medicines, blood, and vaccines to many remote parts of Ghana and has saved many lives. Ladies and gentlemen, Zipline services are available 24 hours a day. I should add rather proudly that Ghana has the largest medical drone delivery service in the whole world. The whole world. What is even more impressive is that the drone centers are 100% manned by young, talented Ghanaians. They are manning all of the drones. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2019, I challenged the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana during their annual meeting in Ho to go digital and place all pharmacies in Ghana on a digital platform for ease of access by Ghanaians. The Pharmacy Council, in collaboration with the private sector, has completed the work on a digital platform for all pharmacies in Ghana. Basically, the National Electronic Pharmacy Platform will offer the opportunity for everybody through a mobile phone to upload your prescriptions and find out which pharmacies near you have the medicines. Secondly, you can compare the prices of the same drug offered by the different pharmacies and decide where you want to order from. And those orders will be delivered using your digital address at home. Ghanaians will experience the e-pharmacy platform in full operation this year when every pharmacy is onboarded. E-pharmacy services will be available 24 hours a day. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last 7 years, we have witnessed what some international observers have described as an extraordinary digitalization of the Ghanaian economy. But this extraordinary digitalization has not happened in a vacuum. We have had to put in place critical infrastructure. What is probably the most remarkable development in terms of the economy is that our government has created 2.1 million jobs between 2017 and 2022, notwithstanding the global economic crisis. The public sector recruited 1.2 million people, while the private sector created 975,000 jobs, according to 100,000 more health workers, 100,000 more teachers, we more than doubled the fire service personnel, and so on. Our government clearly has created more jobs in the last 7 years than any other government in the Fourth Republic. This is truly remarkable under the circumstances, even though we still have to create more jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, clearly, notwithstanding the economic crisis, this government has been able to steer the ship of the nation away from catastrophe.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, the writer.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Yeah, Vice President.
Vice President
of the Republic of Ghana. But then 70 na go. Yeah. Na okay assembly.
But the ensem dosu.
Right, ensem dosu.
Wahyebu bibiri.
You benya time mama ensem nya because makase. You benya da jama obia policies. Ntini ya pese obia de ne policy to form wie. Ansa na ahyesa adwuma na se. But amansa na me start na okay assembly. O say ono Dr. Mbomia de oye mate. Na mate nso de. Onya driver ebe hia say da kro mate no nso benya driver seat no no nkasa drive ni ahwe driver ni nso aha
ne se ade Akuffo adom man chance ana
right ono nkasa sa confirm ne se Akuffo adom man chance ideas be brand people implementing no say ono na de ba ye na ideas nti e kire se Akuffo adom man chance minim de nti oda so ye mate o say ideas majority of ideas mebobo bebre wa ha o say eye ono na ideas. What you say? Okay. The writer yen shen sem na say.
Or the seminar go form to the room. Right.
The writer. Asem we nya asem a. Yeah. Eye asem foforo ni nyina ne se na obi e twen dada. Say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ba be kasa.
And wakasa so em say video no ewa.
Yeah.
Kasa na wa pa. You betwitwa ne kakra e dia bre. Okay.
Nti ne nsem no. Yeah. But wa kan sem bebre. But ma chemu miensa. My champions are our we say the first one a vision. Okay. Because no pan no be a train. Yeah. And now we are using China. The second aspect, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as vice president, what contributed to the government. Yeah. And the third one, the government as a whole achieve in the last 7-8 years. Interno and a year babashe. Now, minimum study and 70 dollars at the right time. You bring out the J in policies in one year discuss every single policy or kind. Na ya hwe no cry wom anyhow obesi afa so ayes ade no amana ye the writer ma memo bon sem no so na yenko Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ni vision number 1 and say obamu Ghana to industrialization into industrial revolution and o pese wo ye na sa idea no alankwadwe trematen edi nka ka ho asem dada ntimi se nipa bebra te se alan e ka industrialization ho asem. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so ede ne dia ba beto so no so industrialization or the baba ye adwuma obewura ho but we here no sin China we can say change of mindset, change of mentality. Okay. We can do. Okay. And it is possible no yemfa nya adwuma na okan ya kwafa kukaton any singaton ni nyina ba say no kre enu nyina we can do and it is possible ni ye adwuma.
It is possible to share national anthem.
Yes, nti yemfa it is possible ni enhye etrim nti oba be change the mindset of Ghanaians. Right, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia mananso how kire mu say obe ensure discipline
okay
our various sectors ni nyina na fa ye budget ene ye activities ye expenditure no ye discipline ato ho and that discipline policy we a kai me honorable Kennedy Akuffo Japan the first policy na all kai about discipline say ye culture no just say yes send maybe honor the discipline be shame into Dr. Bawumia ono so the policy way related to Kennedy dey na no eboso wo ye no sinchan a osaka say ye be reduce burden on the government ni nyina so hu ni say how I do to aban no so into be reduce how no na the how ni be to private sector no so into no so kai honorable Kennedy say ma kan say ye engage private sectors na ye mo so nwuram na omo maboa manfo kom han omo no the right kai me sa asem no wo ye no sinchan wasa kire mu say ye pese ye build the country no obi anim say oman bia e mu ofa bia no ye kwan ni dan schools, hospitals, infrastructure, na making. And no, you be engage private sector no. Now mum abeye infrastructure development ni dia mayen. Na say a high po no mo de be higher na aban no high. And I say you training kakra. And nti a say enche ye benya say Dr. Bawumia be president ye benya private sector so mo na be sisi dan schools, hospitals, o mo na be sisi institutions na ya high. Ye tresika na ye yusu e kwan private sectors na beye na ye tresika ye tresika na mo kakra na ye yusu kwan no according to Dr. Bawumia but minim how private sectors no pay a ho kire wo man wem no mbete so mo sika kese e be ba shem ye he no and already private sectors ye gubi to say GN bank mo ye gubi right away ye no si nchan a or say the ministers are obey you so obey number no so from currently about 120 na da hono e dey about 50 or less not more than 50 ministers
na dey issue untimi nya ho hwe
right he's the vice president but okachere say obete so ye nim say e bia oka say my president entie
but say na man for complain say ministers no mo do so
right man for complain ya che say at least kayenya 80 or 70 but intiase anya adwuma
ade no nka ho ana ono ana so che na adwen Akuffo adumfa
right o che na adwen ofa because me duru ho a mekirem nsem a waka kire se o che na adwen na do gitum nti enim dia ba fe the Dr. Bawumia so be change sa ade no but we no sinchan Dr. Bawumia kire mu say o pese ye training about 1 million youth in ICT no me expect a very good policy so we no sinchan a wasan kire mu biem say every student ebenya one laptop until one student one laptop. A very unpopular policy when you popular ba ku say enye
ntro de
e ho ne beka o say Dr. Bawumia dinka kan say say each akwada bia Ghana ha benya one hot meal per day nti akwala ba kwa aduane da koro one day bia bema akwala ba ku bia aduane adi amaso enne Dr. Bawumia say school ni bia benya one laptop yenhwe how it goes na ibenya daja for policies no na ya discussing at the right time.
Okay.
Dr. Bawumia say cost of data ne boarding charges I use with data so no nti ebehwe ne yate so na e kai masem bia e ba recently say telecommunication networks no ba kwa ni mu odu Ghana ha pa no engagement course say na niema ne boofo nti ebe ma da companies na gu nti won to ni die nim nti minim how afa de yeka say you be reduce data ama na ba fam right away no si nchan a o sister me check cost of living I was say my cost of living ba from your transportation your food your niema e ma ya setenam niema e de bo abrabo nyina no I was say timi ko from say the be Ghana for your kom be hanye na ho kire be ko from obe reduce sa niema no oba from yes
na se de oni ho
okay now with the introduction of electronic vehicles cars are used to light
ye de Ghana car de ko je no
be je no right I say oba eno be boa ama fuel so no ebe ko from na fuel bo nso be fo na cars no so be ma in fact transport fees and I said transport fares akofom because cars no ebo no be stable ya charge asa nti ebo na ye gine ntutu bo ni mu tentem say de be etu fuel bo ma na ye tu transport charges na me bisa say etu electricity bo ma ye ntu transport charges ni mu ana right through why we will discuss all this we no sin chan wa kire mu say ye ba abolish import duties
okay
right ha ma minyina ha kakra
e wona problem ne wo no
cause that issue da ho a here serious discussion import duties o kra niam ba o man Ghana ma duties ne charges a we twa no Dr. Bawumia say oba obetwam oba abolish no oboa na right me bisa say ye nyina nim say assistance aban no enhye da ni full control about import duties. Inti sabana full control anka subebreba amanfo so say o import niema ebe Ghana ha cars ne ade ade a ebo ne ekura so chain said o si to ade no wabrichire ho no nti omo ntimi import niema ma no na manfo so ne anim say ka aban betima e ho bibi but on so many occasions o make attempt o maka kire o say they don't have control ntomo ntimi ntimi bisa say control no doctor mo do me obenya no hin na afede wa abolish sa duties no
e bia wa ye ho adwuma wi.
My brother, Monty so crying, yes, yen to me to because government need control harbor. How much more say, say, Oba, you will abolish it, I fed you, obey ye for crying trashy.
Drona be new.
Inti Macassa, what do policy bar? Right, you bring out that just discuss policies, no, where they are ye church and some of kind in your bonnet offer, no be at in some document by a kind, not let your funnel, policy by policy, now your church and in them. Right, oh, yeah, no, sing child say. In fact, solar energy. Yeah, the solar ebe implement solar energy more. So there be electricity consumption ebe conform. Yeah, and outside that, or say mining. In fact, you best support to omo small scale mining no. Chama untu me mono yeah. Yeah, discover shame. No omo peja. Na omo so na moment tete na ya employ omo to say other workers omo be ye adwuma to say other workers there be omo ye adwuma aside that ansa na ye be ma okrata permit say combine ne wo kro bi so no ahemfo no be ye into the negotiation o kai say asem we ye kwa din komo lithium deal no ho asem ye discuss wa ha ka say the writer omo mfa sa ade no enhyem say untimi nkotu agude wo bi krom abra krom ho ahemfo no wo ye yes discussion on timubi we are now the akose ye betu okrom hanti na na jekakra to ohun ya wo di account cha so ye nya ne sa
commander 1
nti nsem na ye kan ye no doctor mbama pick sa asem no from ye solution de ba ye
yes
nti se obi ti ba bi na otie ya ebe mi de pass nipa no so be jetum sampa ye nsem na ye kan no right eto asum nti ono so o wa adwenkyere bia onfa mra na ye address omo so adwenkyere no because ye nsem ni duru soro ho
na ajemen show because said Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia team.
Yeah, the writer.
Some of a kind no dey hear adwuma.
Or dey hear adwuma. Yeah, because a very necessary here pa wo betu agudie o mikro masase so. Wo kwadi hu nkoma no menya we nipa kro kwa negotiations ni imagine say okotu oil e was central region. Yeah. Na pop from Ashanti region. Na ekoye ho negotiations on free ho ba bia nti nsem ebesi wa akire bia tu wi a enya na asem bi e was ahemfo ne bam right Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia waka a lot niema oba obeye waka bebre na eno na mabɔ ne tofan nti ma me frɛ no so na me kɔ Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as vice president niema wa achieve but ansa na mekɔ hɔ na me hwɛ adabi kitu abi na yenko
te o kasa mete 24 hour bi wom na ne na musa just wa pick it by from Kennedy Alan Mahama bia na wakeka bo
yeah because na o kasa na o kyerɛ mu sɛ ni niema na obeye no e beye adwuma time bia emreki nti 24 hour no so ewom kakra ena alankodwe kyerematen policies no eye industrialization nti majority of alan policies no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia apeke minka se wa copy alan but the time make say wa peke ne kyerɛ se alan edinkan e ba abonte be kan these policies
okay
what you say nti se me kase wa peke a it doesn't mean say ebia wa plan to hoda dada na mmom wa ma meka na alan edinka beka no ye credit those policies to alan kwadwe chemate say ono na odinkan announce that policies
e na o chem say dwuma so be buo man yi mu
asem ni nyina no
dwuma so de say Kennedy na di kan yes ade no
di enwuma no e Kennedy na Kennedy o kan agriculture ho asem Kennedy e kase but agriculture na Kennedy e kan private investors Kennedy nsem ni na about agriculture private investors any jobs and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia waka private investors no nti e ho no so no kra ni nyame anim nie e ho me de credit Kennedy so a eyeye because onu din kan be kan because even a din so we didn't go register with them for certain company. Now na ayawo dia obi foforo ba e kasa yawo dia. Right I am free ho. Na enko Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na achievements.
Yes emrem.
As vice president. In fact, eniema odi abo aban no.
Okay.
Nipa bebreka and ono na chidifo ni bika bi. Say my judge no with the current situation on my woman because enyo no na ye in charge. Ni nsa ni mu bi e na nado na ye na dwuma. Nti say so bo bi ho a yemfa mo na nado. but Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ne watuna no to akere say adwuma akoso bebre ni eyo no ne nsa no adwuma ene ono no ideas nti dia akoye bia no the better yemfa ho na ase ne aseda ma no nti it is expected say with some policies we ni nsem we nyina no dia ankoye ne nso so eyo no na wo se de ma no the first make am say digitalization. In fact eyo no no de baaye and through digitalization no bibia our internet so e koso kama o kirema ko kiremu say birth and death for in fact be true say digitalization baaye no obia din ani ade no e kama obia date ensesa nti cheating of dates birth of date enya adwuma biem footballers omu cheat omu age omu sesa no enya adwuma biem na Ghana card crown so ka digitalization ho a eboa ma afedie fake passport emma biem fake birth cert emma biem obia o sesa na identity enya adwuma biem but e hono na me pese me kan asem kitwa bi ho ba e bebo na baso ho no the right digitalization yemo na baso but ade kitwa bi na me pese me kan se sa digitalization okay but it doesn't change the fact to say obi a change the date of birth say me ti hanne me koye Ghana card na me say you me on the 25th of January 2000 the right and then I me be Ghana card into minim say me change me date of birth enu nti no date of birth me hwe a e be suit me na no na me be Ghana card say bebre yes nti it doesn't change anything nti no de onyim free
ene no by way no kan say ghost names no.
Yeah.
So ka say yi ni nyina fi ho.
Yeah, okay say you ghost names ni nyina fi ho. Yeah. But the writer, it's so simple, sir. Sir. Yeah, try on so many times, sir. Even public sectors, baby to say GS, Ghana Education Service, teachers here, or more trade, I see ghost names Yeah. Every time we make sure say you start here ni biana, you be call rounds. Ama district no mpenefo fra ko each school ama teachers no kwa consensus documents ni bibia na mo de akone de accountant general and as a controller and so still at the end of the year ghost names appear okay right we are no sin chan or say agenda 111 e you no idea now agenda 111 nipa on tibia no one policy a MPP aban we de ba ye say ye besisi hospitals ewo nkronkro bebre so na no kra nyame anim nie o ma start projects ni bebre but o muntimi commission bi
but e wo form ti hono o mo homene so
o mo homene so yeah now according to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia we are or the ashim we are agenda 111 sin chan or say zongo development in fact true or no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia o mo aye projects ma kuma ko about 200 plus our zongo communities nti me pese yenya daje ye nuan mo so wo zongo areas no o testifying train o mo my feedback my hu se no kra ni se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia yanka san so eguso ye checks number of projects o my zongo communities na the minimum se zongo communities anka sa ya na e choked spaces ni hosa nti min shada nim huge project bia obetima ye o zongo community what ma asemase zongo bia ni ho space da ho a obetima senior high school ho untimi nsi university wo ho enye like so betimati hospital because obawie no no abubu zongo dan ni nyina majority of dan because ahia na ho ye choke space ni ho right no nanchen Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia another policy or say on the buy good for oil okay na asemo ya asemo akwa be gintre hapa wo my wim good for oil no in fact ya bre wo ho ama nipa bebre decide say nya papa ebum so decide say ye na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na omo hu ni say good for oil na game changer e be change economy no nti ya your no idea e na ode baaye right aside that or say idea bit to say drones na ye de supply medical supplements any medical items no e your no idea
na say ye adwuma
the right and Ukrainian men it is not working effectively say ye adwuma pa 11 enkoso sa nti ono na ode baaye na wasan kiremu say wasan di ade bia ba na Ukrainian men nie say oyare ewo for example Tamale Teaching Hospital na ye transfer ba kwalebu a wa connect hospitals ni nyina o mu di nkomo at a time nti ehun hia say doctor e be twa report e de aka yare for na ya transfer wo ho nti wo medru kwalebu no na nkra na di nkan abadada e wo kwalebu ho na o masiesie o ho twen now the question is ye hia equipment any facilities and I say ye hia say doctor ni be friend nyonko doctor ni say de yare for ba say kwalebu doctor no o te ho twen say yare for ni ba na yare for ni dru na bed ni ho obeda so yare for no be ye den he fa no obeda me ahwe no se obedru na machine where de hwe na obeye den nti yenye the most important things yenye ye needs ni mum right aside that
ene e do so pa o
yeah right e do so wa kire se enema bebre ho aye ono e na ode baaye se de ya bobosu ye na ebi mpo aye se ye to e-ticketing, online ticketing, say over cost stadia, and also over cost stadium akwahwe games ya. Over to ticket no online no. Ninya yo no Dr. Mahmoud and the ideas and what the buy.
The problems be braba.
And the problems be braba.
Obi be twa de no so be kwa kodu ho no nya message.
Onya message no.
Obi say obi kra be dru ho no ye be pon bo na ansa na the message aba say dem chi wa
say what talk.
Nti e ho no o improve.
O improve.
E wo ho no. Why ade de but o improve.
And wa kire mu say true on digitalization now de buy no. Sa passport na ye no online no. And na mo no so e na buy. Na ba na buy no. Ama number of passport ye no every year no. Right a increase kwosoro intisika enya from passport office no adoso
eno de nipa na pese etu kwan
the right e hwana ma asem no wo passport na manfa bekwa kogu hwa ye no at first sika na omutua na omutua more than that because I'm told said this month they want to increase passport sika no dodo omje no ompese omu increase no with more than 200% increment but nipa na omu ye ni nyina ye result of say ahokyere wo ho pese otu kwan disanya akwantuo na komo mpre omu ho bebre sa ankoye Sawati masem na sia. Rata we no si nchen a. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na we achievements a achieve as vice president. It is obeti baby no who say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia onye directly involved with government no currently situation of woman Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is directly involved because ono and why yes ideas when you know we the main man behind all these ideas and policies. Now ono no say head of the economic team. Nti niema we nyina no about my achievement enu nti digitalization zongo development gold for oil drones the right hospitality connection hospitals connections right agenda 111 ene niema me bubo di ni nyina no birth and death registration ni bibia no the right Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ene in charge nti so obi tena ba bi kase Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enya akwanya wa aban ni mu a right na oyaye kontomponi because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nya akwanya ama ono ne ideas na aye adwuma mo
Akuffo addo jani ama bebre ama no
because Akuffo addo idea free education one district one factory alankoyo chamatin idea but Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia buba a lot of ideas ono ne de edoso chen omu nyina nti e kire se no kre he was trusted by Nanado but I am free ho then copy mo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia since obey vice president adwuma MPP aban ni nyina abo as a whole na wakan sempa right Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sem na wakan wa kire mu se omo baaye no na niema nye na niema bebre nso abesi omo kwan obubo din kire se COVID-19 na Russia Ukraine wa yaka ho asem aka no still o insist say no nso so ebe sai niema na according to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the first thing na tackle a reduction of the exchange rate or see exchange rate no above from nti omo te ba bi omo kase Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kan exchange rate ho asem o kan exchange rate ho asem say na exchange rate ni CTSS no o say above from ni nyina no say according to him or say previous government came before so ono na Nanado beba no in fact now exchange rate na a very poor na 17.7% in fact annually every year be an average no 17.7% but omo ba ye no omo de ba 7.1% annually and aside from about 6% and later say should to 10% annually into ho no omo ye adwaden ama exchange rate no above from now the question in here asem ni nyina ne say but amema ameti dwom o ka exchange rate onima de kro de wonim ne say dwom na wote no wakra niema nso wa mono ne eba niema ne yesi onkotua ka anase onsani sika mom fa ntua niema ne ka se okra niema 10 million old Ghana cedis 1000 Ghana cedis ya right obahia dollar sen ena ode nya niema no at first obahia cedis no say okuta okra niema 10 million dollars ya the writer obahia $1,000 ya the writer yes okita 1000 Ghana na o say ode kra niema or $100 ya
$100
$100 but assembly say in the previous years past government you know sana okita or per $1,000 ya obehia 4,000 Ghana cedis na odenya $1,000 no dey atoniam or pesa auto but say so here $1,000 ya the writer it is expected say over here 12,000 Ghana cedis Inti at first, me mammy here 4,000 Ghana cedis. No, they are $1,000, and ne we here 12,000 Ghana cedis, and we are $1,000.
Yes, I'm now catch you
3 times. Like I multiply by 3 times. Inti same way. Oh, by the right, and it's all because a same way. Why not be catching or be jatum? Yenim. So from 4 cedis plus, and I said 4 cedis thereabout to 12 cedis thereabout, 11, 12 cedis there. Right, and yet you shouldn't go there. And during another Akuffo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia time, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said, "Oh, my timing." In fact, exchange rate is one of the best in West Africa, any Africa. Now, me person me kind of say, during normal timing, any you could stage the central banks where we are seeing now, might be our central banks now. A quick stage Ghana, your central bank, no, be the worst performing bank in the world. Nina say your currency, no, and on the bay sika, and who whoopa in the world. Emma, might be to say Sri Lanka, Trinidad and Tobago, or maybe to say Seychelles, right? A Chad, South Sudan, Mauritania, Namibia, Omunyana be sign ya. Nti, sa woka some way chramia, right? I better na majetum. We are to sing chair. Doctor,
I'll cry them say, Nick and Nick so okay. Because so jai.
Okay. The writer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said, current government are better than every government to be a since Fourth Republic in all sectors. Into a can be a bomb, education, infrastructure, economy. Rather be a kaboma or ma outperforming previous governments are abandoned in the Fourth Republic. Former President J.J. Rawlings, former President J. Akuffo, former President John Evans Atamos, former President Mama, who do Omunyana go in Saniania. Nana don't go for the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Bino outperforming in all sectors of government. Tiano, Jesus a viewers in the better or my dream.
Oh, my chest, say, no money.
Come up, say, Omon Anyani in order, Omon J.J. Rawlings, former President Akuffo, John Evans Atamos, John Dramani Mahama, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Sam Penifua Hudui, Omushisha in order from first to last, best performer to the last person.
Okay.
Right away, I know in China.
Oh, yes, I
mean, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say, and the Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Omo created 2.1 million jobs in Ghana. Now, 2.1 no. Out of 2.1, 1.2 million. Public sector abanye juma nkwa o makreti 1.2 million. Na dia kai private sectors. Na omo ahu. Na private sectors no. Asem we na obi kai say amembisa. Mpanifo ne man say company bi te say kasapreko. Ya wo me na kasapreko wo ho. But ene kasapreko ye say 1D 1F. Nti odu ho na akobọ kasapreko keke se udin ebebata ho nti odiska kakra kochim ana se wo na wa create kasapreko to ka chem se wa create new jobs na ukofa kasapreko se wa be a new company one district one factory na sa factory no ba bia na e wo no na e wo ho dada nti nya wo sa district no won be a factory wo ho cause the factory was existing nti nya wo na wa bie and districts bebre ho a ye mbie bi wo ho. Enti yankase ya be factories in some districts and my yankase one district one factory ya implemented that policy because in your district be na enya bi and some of the districts no already existing factories and ye dey akwa tare ne keke because kasapreko ba na ye nwo me the right we no sin chia Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say in fact since 1992 aban bia no watima ye kwan Achen Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Omaya kwan chen ubia na omaya about 11,000 kilometers of roads.
E kwan be bloma no munya nwie no kra dey say
the writer
yeah but
ma fa Ashanti region example. Say ukọ nkronkro bebre a te say Kumawu. Writer ukọ nkronkro bebre te say say Atwemanwa biaja.
Ai sab kofo kwan obeye ya nkoze nkomoto asu.
Buakwa Tanosu Road.
Aka set ne sofulai interchange na mo ya
right omo be inherited from Thanos Apatrapa Junction na omo ba ban mu na ayadu na omo be toa so efri ho
ekwan kitua bi o nso 7 years
omo nwie ye na nokra wo mni say within areas na make no kɔ hɔ a obehu say aban ne ba ye na 2017 omo started so omo be kwan gutters up to date gutters na wo ho nti minim kwan kra okay about 11,000 kilometers of roads no minim kwan kra bebi a kwan no wa eduru saa me na oto so omo nya bi ana so omo nya kwan omo ye bi but per the numbers no omo kan de etwetwe aso kakra but we are nusin chan obeka say asem na nanado koka o parliament a obi asere ya nanado say we have constructed about some 11,000 nti okasa ekwan ne ho asem no na MPs no budget so ye na omu nyina esere no na okoye say omu mie omani aha
maybe kai pa
okay nti the right aside that Dr. Mahmood Bawumia say 200 projects zongo communities maka ho asem wo no achievements ne sa wa ha wo ye no sin chen o say Ghana card in fact aban no make sure say Ghana card implementation be very smooth because former president Akuffo time and ye sha say be Ghana card from former president Akuffo time 2007 ye sha say no ebe si say mama ifra konya so no na ye Ghana card 900,000 pe but omunko time omatuma about 16 million Ghana cars na e very smooth but e hono na mpese because am smooth problem ba homa mo ka say bi mun free nkrom wo so nyina northern part of Ghana southern western ba bia no omunko hia wo ewak omunko da ho onim obi a won kan wo so onko dan kan ko ni Ghana card problem aba ho
ba commander won so Ghana fo aso de ye de ade ba mo be ntemo nye mo twen last days o makruzu at na wie
the brother obi ye obi ho a ne de no photo aba ho ni din obi ho nim twere onim kan nti se ni din wo spelling a na letter card ne ba no de kyere obi na se odin wo tia brother mo se on fan free baby a wo na on fan konkran obi timi kodi 4 days wa akra nti anko smooth but eye because o ma ya ade brother aside that o say paperless port system they say okoyi woni ma port wa eye paperless enti no ama corruption to atwa e wo ho port on corruption ni ho na me pese bi say omo import ne ma ba ne say omo gidi say port ho no say sika gige bebre ne corruption ne ma nketenkete azan atwam corruption ni ho a the right omo ma yenya we eno na nchen osa kire mu say in fact omo boa ma age cheating no football mu ekọ efiri ho
eno de
enkoye
dabi football ni nimu pa enko dabi commander
sa
na woni mkofo a na obeye Ghana card foforo website no obeye foforo obeye bibia foforo
obeye ni nyina mono
ye ka ebia no mehu because mo money Bawumia money tasho yi
yeah nti the writer osa kire mu say mobile money in fact in terms of mobile money Ghana is the best performing country even in Africa and West Africa nyina na eyomo modern mo and ama mobile money no amanfo use ni sa because mobile money transactions are costro more and amanfo connected with omo banks na me pese me bisa say mobile money no kra ni nyame nie mobile money enya policy from any government private companies and implement mobile money nti ho no unje credit am fa ma ho yan credit private sectors ne say omo so aboa aban ne oman no say ye banking no e betima very smooth because mobile money nya aban bia ne de baaye but we ye no sincha Dr. Mahmood Bawumia me fa last one enka ho
okay fa kan na big breme
wa kire mu say true aban no eniama waye policies ahodo omde aba no ama agriculture in fact aduane aba system nim bibia ye okay ye produce nuane more and eno ye planting for food and jobs no nti nuane bo aye for bibia ye okay na me pese mza say food commodities aba form ana
aduane bo din no
ata gabi nsi kura bo aye dene because bibia bo aye dene nya easy
o wi won
right nti Dr. Mahmood Bawumia nsem no ne tofa bom na me de agu ho no na nyame ya adoma after this me yi ni nyina mako achievements na ono ankasa achieve any achievements aban na achieve ne e be fa bia nko ewi ane ya be fa ono ankasa ne policies a odi ba be adwuma no na ya hwe ehon so because ehia pa writer ehia na ono ne de Dr. Mahmood Bawumia de ne mate sem no na ya onyai ka
ti wakasa on
wakasa
na wakanse bebre
wakanse bebre
na asemo
wakanse bebre
je say Ghana for mu ne say yema mo drop your comment or comment section way ana
yeah the writer yenyan ma Ghana for
yema mo drop your comment or comment section na ye hu mo nso so adwe minim se sa ansem yi ye be fa na mako na ye wurewurem na afi no ahwede ekọ nti Dr. Mahmood Bawumia ne nsem no ena ode ababa tudwana na commander we nya ntro de
the writer nsem ne bi wo ho a emu awrem kakra ebi wo ho a ugituma yeji we bi te say industrialization no ala na di nkan aka Canada aka ye nyina nim say ye lack industrialization nti ye hia sa ade nti so ka it's up to him say onye say amanfo kana omo kan ya yabo ajo omo sunu nti no no so ba be ka bi e ho na me problem wo
because say wadi kan sem bebre amam dole ya so wo che no de ahye IGP butu wonti man che anhim ti we say na say mi
oji adina din nti ba bi e ma ohu se ne nsem no director Dr. Mahmood Bawumia policies of the two dwanko ana e more than 18 nti e ma na wankasa ya we say IMF this year IMF ne control sikasam next year IMF next 2 years IMF into be dia konya you have only 2 years na wankasa obetimi ade ho aye de ope nti 18 different policies in 2 years
Bawumia
right nya possible cause taxes dia no kra wo kan o gina mu bi na mudi e-levy aba mudi emission say mudi e-levy aba mudi betting tax aba mudi emission tax eba mudi lottery tax bibia mudi ni nyina eba be kan ho in fact electricity tax nyina ntia na waka kire say oba reduce tax oba import duties be free wa bra assistance yes import duties mommoye na yente so the writer me kwato ade o na wo me se the writer ade no ne bo na de boa me na me teso ma me na me ntiminto wo se wontimi nteso ade e chara baka yin se commander o de atwen kakra ade no ye de be ma free writer mo nteso ma ba mo nteso no wo se wontimi nteso mo teso a company na boka fe de mo se mo de be ma me free
okay commander ena ye tene nka no we eye nte ho ye be hye da wurewura mu na watwi mu nti commander a big man na because
yeah right enya ma big mra ehia pa
ma big akonya ma me bate menya kra nka me ma wonko wo betena ha na eja ye nyina edwuma na bom na big nso abam na bibia e fa nti quick one yenko break mra ye ba a big ai krado a big J
senior man
boko de
nyamiado no ona bukan Japan dabo me ho po
ona bukan Japan dabo ma Bawumia na akasa
Bawumia
na akasa
o kasa de se me
o papa akasa Bawumia wakasa
me papa ye ba akopɛ
ensem bebre no de atodwa na menim se commander e display na wo monitor se we ai dollar a o chem se o so ba o china ama IGP ahye ne botom o so ma ya ade go government bi eni ho a wabetima ya ade fa dollar no sa o ma ya ade pa dollar no bi e dane de NPP ya ade ona na do ena tax na amusu se A11 obetina A11 bibia no oba obetiti bibia so ama wo mo crackers import duties no do be ni free
oh mamuro ya momo
ensem bebre se wankasa obewrem
oh momo ni sama ane de ma bom sama Mahmood Bawumia
ena school ni bia so benya laptop baako
oh ma bon sama man oh Mr. Ghana home vice president abapa omina ya de se anka Ghana yakoyenim
sa
Mr. Ghana right every JJ Akuffo hwan mu nyina mo vice president ya de se Mahmood Bawumia anka Ghana ya bra bokoyenim
ye ne de wampa
nipa de se o ya de wa so bona baso
okay
Mahmood Bawumia de uchi nyame hia wo
Bawumia nkasa etina bigida bia bigidi
ya de ya de so bi di dollar ewo for 50 pesos over 8 years nipa ne the same for 8 years or tenancy at the dollar be for 50 pesos and I was about 8 years odi dollar akọ 12 cedis wo say ya boy and some amount
so why are there mutikura na yese 20 cedis say ko 15
na aya na duru abi o me aya me yasa MPP mpenufo me betena me nja nkofo ni dimbo na modu obi ba bakasa ma MPP fo nyina yakoma ntoye yema wo se Afri Kufuor mo penso party Ghana party aba wo Mahmoud Bawumia ene na addo na ya ade wo Ghana ha
so ma ya ade pa
means omu ya Pablo omu Mahmoud Bawumia e wo se ye MPP mpeni fo mo frɛ no na mo ka che so wonsi fo I didn't tell Mahmoud me see nne pa minim so otakan o sa kan drama ene Mahmoud Bawumia ene na taade na hye na ogina ka ye pepepepe wa pam wa sheda pam pepepepe adey
Neno abona baso yi. Neno abona baso yi.
Amabona baso. Meme abona baso. Enti nsenwe pa obia na adwene mu dopa betena abo Mahmoud Bawumia asem we bo aho. Say dollar wo 450 pesos. Wo dia ko 12 cedis. Anonte wo si yambo yan samma. Yen ka se mo wa ya ade.
So man ni ma dey ba bia ya dey.
O man be. Na tama no obi ti so no sa man na nya de. Na ye o man foforo. Wo person na o man na ye de. He sa MPP mpenfo he omadi party we pro omadi pa MPP apro pa samodi obi a owo nimdie owo fie nyansa wo school mu nyansa baba mokofa de owo school mu nyansa no so enye Mahmoud Bawumia ne school na kor me se enye on san ko jira class 1 pa ana ba kasa seme se ya free Kufuor vice nyame mfa no to baby pa se Mahmoud Bawumia timi ye se de Kufuor vice kura ba ya meminya NDC ni ma vice ro ba ya de obayen sa na Mahmoud Bawumia ka Ghana dollar ndu 12 cedis so oba kasa makande ni pass ma yehu mo bo ne mfa Ghana nhyɛ nsa sa na tikita ko
oba nko kase
an kan tell se Ghana for me die me hye mo bo mitimi hye mo bo so bo hye na mindi so nti we de mia masaba mo mfa ncha me first ma hu ni me ne ma hye te mo mfa Ghana nsa nhyɛ me so me pa taw na ba kase ye mo abaso said ye wodi Ghana Ghana ba rui ye mo abaso so ho Ghana president aba wona wa yade wono na addo na yade everybody nyagopon wo abote se ka Mahmoud Bawumia kana na nam nyame bufu ya no pai from na ni pa wura man ka nyame ma wo ka wa pai se Mahmoud Bawumia wura because o chantro nipa we da sit MPP anim MPP mpenfo ayam ya MPP mpenfo o ma depart na bro sane former president for year yanka MPP ka nya kon ka wona na addo abetena 8 years e dia pro we NDC nyenye kran omudi dollar do 40-50 be na MPP aye kas MPP party na akono wom party papa anka ye de anim wo de 12 sidu ka kire ye Ghana for say wa ya de yam anti yam bo abaso nyansa fa Ghana hyewensa an
ene me krabo manyimu no o se ene bo ti dodo
na ayeme
na enwa
Mahmoud Bawumia ayeme
na enwa
abigi me na meti akonya no so
gabi na nado
me ma me nete so me papa nete so mabushi apene nete so aye Mahmoud Bawumia ni mambo fon na odi na nado acha o mu bunu ena mana ko tendende ti oba ka se o man mo aye de aye me na me bu o man Mahmoud Bawumia aye me aye wa de tese ye di o Ghana show nsa wontimi nye hwe
aso ko ma obeye ni ye
obeye ni je ye bem Ope vice president wa bon wonim hwe o sa twantro ay Mahmoud Bawumia du ho Ghana ya ka Ghana konya na ya start say ya kan bi mamin kabino sa tam no bepem ne ope vice president wa bon wonim hwe o twantro o hyebo aka say ay Mahmoud Bawumia e big see that ka $1 million do for 12 cedis ka ba o pa chaw ewo ho wo see ya mbon sa say wo ya de say dollar that's dinner 12 cedis What's why ya de o Ghana ya kas ya karaba blues ni boarding na Mahmoud Bawumia and me kasa me so papa wo nim fi o baka kira Ghana fo sa where your politics where are your politics why ya de over complete alankas where aya
asem na o kan commander ase me nim o si where your politics
where your polish ya or de ba shia alankas
polish
say na ya odi ababonte say obaka say na Ghana for ato abama no policies where your policies
na policies
where would you be share lankas akuya don kokura untimi mfantu no Nema we are okay. Akuya don kwa we see untimi nko bi untimi mfa we embita akuya don kwa da.
Omso otwea lankakra no twe kene de wakakra no.
Na se nwanwa. Omo no bibia ni hobiem. Omo nyina hwe nti sa na be ona abo alan nyomo a so mu hu sa na omo pese omo pam mo afirim. Na se me na se de bi me batena me ka obi se me nya MPP ni. Ayam de se ne. Gana ni bia na ni anyame bia na ni ayame de nyame me da was ene. Se wo magana fo nyina wo bio mu nyina ni no maso. Na wo ma di boy nipa boni ni na batena o ma ne ko ayeso no waka dia enye wo Ghana kire se ono no mahmuru bamnya de oba ya waba se Ghana oni na nado ayen ye koto abama o mo se o ma ye MPP party na nya kono na nipa na ma nya post o ma bagunu Ghana ni bia ne today Ghana ni bia ni abie na sase me wo kawe
bas MPP for no se be brace Bawumia kasa ma to makoma so meto ama no
aye nkola no because me amanyini no me kasa asem me ka yemfa NDC MPP akuya don kofo nyina don't dollar yes and 12 cedis me koto ade ne yes dollar 12 cedis me koto ade dollar 12 cedis me kwa ye baka se me MPP ni yate so me NDC ni ntu yatum aye o man no nti wo cho ha hwe o man no nti Mahmud Bawumia sama o ka se o yambose no se be ne yambo nkantere no
eni ma krabo o man yi mu no so obeya hu bibi o
ade ya bibi
so obete so
ya se obi a watumrika no obedi first no uhu na hu se obedi first obi a otumrika no obehwe ase no uhu abu se obehwe ase ontimi nko ba bia Mahmud nya ya de Ghana di nkacha ne nsa 8 good years
ontimi teteso ana
we David bet me obi a so ko challenge on bet me say Mahmud Bawumia ya de Ghana share Islam dollar be do 50 cedis me catch me say azama me say bet me say mine anya ta me nya MPP no she ni mu obi a ontimi antena party mu nche ne de MPP party di na di mo dollar de be peja ko 50 on jeni party no et say me onam kan Japan ya bre party no ho ya bre party no ho no sankofo ye di MPP party ni shares ye dwene ho mienu say kwanya party ne bagina ono wa mbre wo party no otewa ne ya France masa bla na wo animdie bla betana se ne diska ne bi
na sa betting tax ne mobile money na mu susu ni nyina so be ba be ye hu bibi o
me se ne di mobile money tight to so me se 11 me mese me mese ne di 11 to so 11 me mese ne di to so ana me na me di to so ayo kwan Mahmud Bawumia nim die ne bi no 11 ene betting they are tight betting time me na me di to so mo musa no ayo no ani nim die na ekuta no ona odi ato nti Ghana Mahmud Bawumia me se MPP pa
so ba ono na di ato so no so no ba obe ye hu bibia
kronfo ye de yo kronfo me ka bibe kronfo oyi nipa oyo kronfo ye dey oyo kronfo Ghana won me se president vice president ana minim se wi nyame na do m kan ho a ayi Mahmud Bawumia ayi president nanado ope o ma me na me we o mo na me nyame to na me ka se ye de nyame tutu nkofo o ho a me na me koma mo ewo se ane se bunsam kura first bunsam na chi de be nan kura me fo mo nkan ho
obi sana na wo ebida
me mama mi sa bigi se Dr. Mahmud Bawumia se oba o mo kra ne me fa buchiri ba sika o mutua no obi twem
so no na me be ye ya
o se sika o mo ye do mutua no
duty no betete so duty na so de boy den ya
o be twem
o togufo o kra ne ma ntua
o boa o kronfo
o se nipa no so be ye
o boa o ye kronfo oya Mahmud Bawumia ontimi ntwa so hey obua ye ni minim dia meko me see da be na wo so obi e be dia MPP ani ma me ka na chisa papa no ni vision obua ontimi nya twe se onim na wo ye utu kwan kofa ne na se Mahmud Bawumia ka we na se okoto abama na obetina house mimi MPP ni me se papa we me se me o ma MPP me ko ndo MPP biem papa we
ono
Mahmud Bawumia na nanado mo ma me ko ndo MPP biem because MPP nka ya ntwa ntro Mamika we former President Akuffo. Onya matena kwanya no so. No so oba ye de Ghana hye ne sa. More than by 1 year oba ye Ghana yi. Obatena kwanya no so no. Nti ye de Ghana hye ne sam no. Obata won se de bi ontimi oba bontene bakan. Ama ye ya wo se former President ko nti de bi papa mi se nya se denetrim. Enya bi na abadi party nanim bi mu. Ucha we ye tro na ucha. Hone teso 8 years hone teso. The 8 years and went to me man and addo adwene. Say na addo you fish na nkofo bere.
Eh? Say am phone to me kraka se mawo.
Ah, na wo be ye de na wakraba. Omo sankofo omo bodum kwa na hia. Omo botum ge omo di. Omo ndwene MPP party ne say anomu nyam ya kuta yi na en na hoda omo pese omo fish omo ma emma biem nti omo di wi asa.
So be bie enuma buso. Enyuma no ko so ma ye bebre a tese omo baa no nyuma ma bieru bie mi bi sha o so o ma magana fo adwuma ye
ade adwuma to me ameto me MPP me hu adwuma na
kasa prekun wo em se Ashanti region
enti wa ka we wo mfane kasa preku baa na ya wukra ne ya wo kasa preku baa he ye nka na kure nkyene na nanu no Mahmud Bawumia se o mani na awu anye se na MPP tio Akuffo ba ye no odi jumla yon ba busa ye wa jumla yon say yem prepare kurom ama kurom ye neat former press odi mabunu wurawuram omo ye adwuma ye meboa osade insolence bai ama obia ndc news MPP new ano na na do abato so busa se wa ye ne dey oni Mahmud Bawumia ye ne dey adwuma ne bi me kire omo bi so wa ya de Mahmud Bawumia oni ne na do omo kire me say adwuma we no omo bi ama MPP ana ndc for ana Ghana for ye kasa praka ya odia kasa prako ewo ho ayene munka de mu baya magu party na nim ase mama ntimanye ne yanka me yede yanka no korentla na onja kasa prako akwa ya wo no be 5 years onim se kasa prako wo ho na wona
district one factory no
ade
one district
nti kasa prako ne mpani kwa me no ka ma aban na yini service so because o chantro ade ne wo ho dada enyo na create job ya ka job create
wa modi batiana
da bia sa ayesa obi anim se do kase medi me ho akodwon kom yemfa de ne nsi enne eya ani amani pra prema hwe abasa ho ya pia NDC fo hu ene omo sire ya ha ayesa NDC fo hu ene omo twetwe ya se omo MPP de mo yem party tambe na so ade tam na ye adwane masa se oni abutra nya be yie ane ye ni brabre ya nka bia nkyena na adu ne Mahmud Bawumia o magu party na aba munko na party ne ye modia ha mo be coin me sa party we kofo omo fight gi party we to hanne wo nya bia didi no nya binin sanhunu na moto amodi
na se na Akuffo ko bie mu
na Akuffo kwa okaka de
so odi ni wa danse
odi ho ya
Bawumia
no wa nka ya baka so ye nya atom
sa
Akuffo anka o maka se Akuffo ompe omo asam so manin kasa aye Akuffo manin ko kafe na Akuffo nyasa ko mu pini Akuffo kakra kwa busa ne se former president Akuffo yi oba ya obedi 8 years Ghana for so sisi omo ye de omo boti me akokro na omo pese omo bonti
se bia fe no master te omo ko
di dada
omo ko ekwa onim so omo jadwe jefi no awo de omo
awa ha
omo ne di nkomo
Akuffo wi na ye ni mo we mo ana we mu de se gaga MPP ayeye me setie ye nka no korenkyere ase mu metis o se obaye we ye de obama one anyi
student bia no school ni bia benya laptop ba
he SS free na buy mo de mo fa school bia bisa se SS no school no na first na ko school na ya ma sadi mo bisa se da so wo ha sadi kura ne bo nyende laptop ga yesen sadi ne bo nyende o la na was school every school ni bia laptop ba ko laptop me boa pe ayami ya se me MPP ni o to da bia na ayami ya se me ya MPP ni he kanokure na access na school na wo se odi aye free ko aye sign e ko sign kana ye nyina ye MPP fo na ye ntimi kanokure ya di atebe bi se ya de party num ye ma ya na ma nya anumu anya ya anumu nyam ni nyina ntena ba bi nko kan de omo pekire kanya san kaya ndi fo na ye we ya kan betena ha Koma soon. Na say me kata ni masun. Mu school food and tire mo ye no. O sa be sebo. Say every school member laptop. Why? O ba mu nya ka on first kan ba ko mama oye. O ma hu ba every school. Ka ya ba ko mama oye. Ama na di. Anya no kre. Magara fo entro Mumu okay na me say mu lu ba nya say. We dey we say ya no bi sha. O say obesi chore. 32 mumu say everyone we see at. O say 32. O ba bia obekọ bia obeshi 32 toilet o. Janabia 32 mumu say no. Everyone ko. One day na mumu say sisin. One day one fat na o mu hihye asisin. Me ye Ghana ni ba o. Eba me mi kan ho bi o. Mumu say Mahmoud bam say e wo he. Sebio MPP men de bi me kan ko MPP pen masa ya do MPP ne moma yen sole mpam kwase efo ni free party no
yen fancy
for tell me more bi ade
da bi assembly o ha o de twesan kwase for no twesan
te ya do MPP no
da o ka se mpam kwase for bi twesan
say okay my champion for bi hwe ma chance
company for cho se waka sa wo ni
I have one have one day me pa ya o mo amunim say ya o da me deka me ya because sisi enye say na MPP tie like come come ntimi ngira bontene mbo atwede wo MPP ho ana me ka se me pa cho ahwefo nyina mu mfa ncheme ya o mo amu hwem kura no ya obi kura wo ha komunya kombatoto bom ya why o mu mfa ncheme why o mu mfa ncheme na mo yampa mura no mfiri ho say no de badane no yampa mura bi mfiri MPP enye sadia
omati why
ya be mo bodache
okay abigi yam fancy ya be sa ba biem ensemi ya eguso a ti yam so afo ya de mu si ya se ko ne mom no ya be sa ba sisi eye brighter media o te commander ene abigi nkamedi ene brighter ya kra mu nyina